Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and we've got an interesting one. Another supermarket buy as part of the £4 for £6 deal from Asda. And we are looking at Mr Trotters. Mr Trotter's Great British Chestnut Ale. Brewed by Mr Trotter, or brewed for. Lovingly brewed in the UK for Mr Trotter Limited.co.uk. No idea what Mr Trotter is, if it's a brand and this is just a beer that's been brewed for them. I'm really not too sure, to be honest. Yeah, blending chestnuts with sweet Marisotta barley has produced the happy harmony for which Mr Trotter was looking. The chestnuts give a nutty creaminess to the brew, a bonnied note to the balance of alluring spiciness of the English Cascade and Bramlin Cross hops. So yeah, I'm really not too sure about the actual brewer of this, whether they do it themselves. I've never heard of the brand before, so yeah, there will be information down below because, as is always the case, I didn't do any research. But yeah, a chestnut ale. Sounds very autumnal, which is fitting since we're in the early days of October. So cool artwork on this one. Quintessentially British, I think you'll agree. And there we have, as I burp up stomach acid, the crown. So yeah, a very pleasantly laid out beer label. And just get the beer open, Peter. Stop talking and get on with the pouring. Stop talking. Get on with the pork now. Not going there. I'm not going there. This isn't PA Brew News. So, a chestnut ale. Sounds intriguing, and that's why I picked it up, to be honest. I'm always interested when you see these real ales brewed with weird and wonderful ingredients. Like maple syrup, honey, but you know, you name it, you can put it in beer. So beer in a glass then, and that is a sort of like rusty copper colour. Lovely clarity, nice gentle carbonation. Beer poured with about 1.5, slightly off-white head. But yeah, I don't know, I was expecting with chestnuts in there for it to be a little bit darker, because I don't know what the actual base ale of this is, so I'd be interested to see if I can actually pick anything out. But yeah, it looks quite nice, doesn't it? Nothing to, you know, shout home about, but you know, a very handsome pint indeed, even though it's not really a pint. But anyway, stop waffling, get on with the sniffing. There are no pug. This is just this is the second review I'm doing tonight, and both of them have just been, you know, just not good. So hopefully I can at least do this some justice. Anyway, let's give it a sniff. It's not really nutty. The most I'm getting is actually that very subtle cascade hop. There may be like a slight nuttiness, but this has got like a slight perfumey fragrance to it. Yeah, I'm just going to say it, but that cascade hop is the predominant aroma, to be honest, but it's not really the strongest smelling beer either. Very pleasant though. I mean, you get like slight chewy pale caramel in there. I mean, is there a nuttiness? I can't really tell you what a chestnut smells like, to be honest, and I can't remember the last time I even ate a chestnut, so we're on a good roll so far with this review. But yeah, it's like very subtle earthiness. There is like a sweet sort of like you know, like a sweet macadamia nut that's like been like with caramel on it or something like that. But yeah, it's that cascade hop, I'd say, that's the star of the show on the aroma. Anyway, let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Now, like I said, not too familiar with chestnuts. You know, I'm not the sort of person at Christmas who likes to toast his chestnuts on an open fire. Mainly because I live in a council house. Well, it used to be a council house. We do actually own it now, because you know we are spiffingly British after all. But yeah, just like the aroma, biggest flavour I'm getting in that is the Cascade. There is like a flavour offsetting it, which I'm unfamiliar with, which I will attribute to the chestnuts. But it's not like a nutty beer. A nutty beer. A nutty beer. See how many times I can say a nutty beer like that, because I'm in a bit of a weird mood, so nutty mood. There is like a slight creaminess in there. It's like very... It's like a skimmed... Hang on a minute. Is semi-skimmed the thicker milk, or is like skimmed like where they've... I don't know the process of milk. Although I'm having to drink lactose-free milk, which isn't actually too bad. But yeah, it's got that like slight thin milkiness to it. Combination is nice and gentle. Medium mouthfeel to it. I'm getting a vanilla in there. It's starting to come out a little bit more. And it is actually, the more I'm drinking it, it's starting to get a little bit sweet. I'm not going to lie. It's almost sickly sweet. Which, again, could that be coming from the chestnuts? I don't know what flavour profile the chestnut has. So I probably shouldn't have done this review at all. Or at least done some very basic research. But I say that Cascade flavour is it's probably the most domineering aroma and it's the most domineering flavour. But it's not really strong in either sense. And I mean, the sweetness, I'm not really either. It's a flavour. Yeah, I'm digging myself a hole, and I don't know why, because I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. It's like just very generic sweetness to there. But then that Cascade comes through, very slight fruity tones in there. There's earthiness. It reminds me of like an amber ale that's just a little bit more sweeter. It's like if we brewed a very basic Bock beer, almost, maybe. That's what it's sort of reminded me of. But yeah, the more drinking it, the more it's a bit more smoother than you would expect it to be. Yeah, I don't know what I feel about this beer. It's not a bad beer. It's not awful. It's not undrinkable. It's just a little bit strange for me. Maybe this would be a beer that would probably be good pairing it with something, just to add a level of complexity to it, or just adding another dimension of flavour anyway. But on its own, it's a little bit milky, sweet. Then you get this very gentle hop character, earthiness. Yeah, it's almost confusing my palate. You know, I've had like outrageous beers from, you know, the most experimental craft breweries where they've put ingredients that just should not go together that have actually sort of made sense. But this is genuinely stumping me. I just can't put my finger on what's so like strange about this one. It's like familiar, but it's got characteristics that are a little bit off to me. I don't think it's my cup of tea. Let's leave it at that. English breakfast tea. Yeah, I'm getting like a very slight English breakfast tea when you put maybe a little bit too much milk in. But actually now I'm talking, that Cascade is coming through a lot more. But then it's got this like sweetness there, but then a bitterness comes through on the back end, and it's just like, what are you trying to be? I don't know. Would I recommend it if you want something interesting? Give it a go if you see it. Is it everyone's cup of tea? I don't think so. Would I buy it again? Maybe after a little while. and I've actually looked into it a little bit more. It's got like, it's like winter warmer, like Christmas sort of vibe to it. And it is, and again, it's got like almost like an autumnal feel to it. So for the season, it's spot on, really. But I don't know if it just works. I'm going to drink the rest of it, but I don't know if I'd really highly recommend it. And I don't know what score I'd give it. Because I'm thinking a 5, but to me, on the scale, a 5 is just like the most average beer that you can drink, where it's not going to offend you or anything like that, but at the same time, it's like, you exist. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sort of feeling that vibe, so I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions. If you've tried anything else from these guys, or if you know a little bit more about them, feel free to school me in the comments down below. If any of my friends or fellow YouTubers have reviewed this one, their links will be down below. Check out Mr. Pig. No, it's not called Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig. Mr. Trotters down below. And check out whatever playlist I decide this is going to be part of, because I'm not really sure what I would label it as. It's an odd one. And it makes for a good video, so any of my UK guys, or people watching this in the UK, and you see this in Asda, which is where I picked it up from, give it a go, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Am I missing something with this? I don't know. There's just... It stumped me. It's genuinely stumped me. Anyway, I've gone on for way too long. Nutty beer. That wasn't what I said at the start of the video either, so I can't even remember shit jokes that I make in my videos, and